welcome back to World of Warships, and today we're going to have a look at the first of the American battleships, the Tier 3 South Carolina. Now let me say at the outset, well, first of all let's have a look at the information, because it's going to tell you a lot about kind of the gameplay, or give you some clues about what you can do, or should I say can't do, with this particular ship. So it's the first of the US Navy dreadnoughts. It's kind of First World War kind of ship. They were the first ships in the world with super firing main turrets. Basically that means that one goes above the other one, just behind the other one in an elevated position, which would in time become basic standards. According to the displacement limits introduced by the US Congress, the project came under restrictions, and that's important when trying to use this ship in this game, believe me. In particular, propulsion deficiency affected the ship's speed performance. Yes, this ship is very slow. By the time the USA entered World War I, the dreadnoughts were already considered obsolete and were mostly used as convoy escort and training ships. They were decommissioned in 1921. However, we do have to use this ship in battle in this game. It is here as a Tier 3 ship. We'll have a look at the stats, but first of all have a quick look at the stats there. Survivability 33. Look at the first Tier 3 cruiser of the US. Survivability 34. The cruiser's better at surviving than the battleship. South Carolina artillery 45. St. Louis 51. South Carolina AA guns 3, and AA guns on the St. Louis 1. Slightly better, but you know, you're not going to come across with a Tier 3 ship too many planes, although in the beta you will, because you'll be coming up against Tier 4 and even Tier 5 carriers, believe it or not. Apart from that, manoeuvrability terrible 16. Manoeuvrability of the cruiser 35. Concealment when you will be seen 49, and concealment in the St. Louis 65. Now it doesn't give you a look at the breakdown of those individual statistics, but it does show you that in this game actually the Tier 3 cruiser has better artillery. It's more manoeuvrable, of course, as you might expect from a cruiser, but has better survivability and better artillery than the actual battleship. So this is an extremely difficult ship to use in this game. But let's go into the port, have a look at the South Carolina, and have a look at the stats in a bit more detail, and then go into a game using this thing. So survivability, as I said, 29,000 points. Once you get hit that many times, you're out of the game. Artillery, it's not too bad, I guess. It's got the main battery with four double 305mm turrets. Super firing, as I say, you've got 2 on the front of the ship there and 2 on the rear of the ship there. Then you've got your secondary armament. It's got some decent secondary armament. It's got 20 of these guns. I won't go through them all clearly. All along the sides there. I won't go through them all. Then you've got a few AA guns, nothing really too much to speak about. You're not going to be able to fight off a swarm of torpedo bombers if they come for you, that's for sure. And then manoeuvrability, this is the biggest problem. You might not think this would be the biggest problem having just looked at, but it is the biggest problem with this ship. Maximum speed is only 18 knots. Believe me, that's extremely slow for any ship, battleship, whatever. You look at the ship speeds in this game, they're generally somewhere, they're always up around 20, 25, 30, 40 sometimes knots for some of the faster ships. 18 is dreadfully slow, and that's your biggest problem in this game with this particular ship. Turning circle radius and rudder shift time aren't terrible. It can turn, but it can turn only quite slowly because of the speed that goes with it. Concealment, it is detected fairly easily by air and by surface ships as well. So really, they're the stats. Of course, we have got the all the modules for this ship. We're all teched up there, and yeah, so that's pretty much it. We'll have a look around it in case you want to have a quick look, see what it looks like. If you look at it beside some of the bigger ships, it does look bigger battleships. It does look actually quite small. So let's get into a battle and see what the South Carolina can do, or, in my opinion, what it can't do very well. So here we are, just at the start of the battle, and here it is, the not quite so lovely South Carolina with its super firing turrets, bristling with little guns in the middle there for close-up combat. bit of AA in there as well, just to mix it up a little bit. And yeah, we will try and get to the front line as soon as possible. As I say, this ship's very slow. You can see though the super firing turrets there. The idea of the super fire is to locate the 2 turrets in a line, one behind the other, with the second turret located above or super to the first. As you can see, one of our other battleships out in front there. That configuration meant that both forward or aft turrets could fire at any target within their sector. So you can kind of steam towards a target and still fire with kind of 4 shots, even when the target was in, as I say, the same vertical plane as the turrets. And most battleships, I think all probably battleships after this date, were built with super firing turrets. So I am going as fast as I possibly can. We're at full speed almost. We've managed to get up to full speed. We're already a couple of minutes into the game. We haven't managed to... You can see how far behind we are of our allies, who have steamed up ahead with their cruisers and their destroyers. You can see some... there's plenty of torpedo bombers flying around in the distance. And of course, once the enemy, if they're in the know at all about any of the ships in this game, once they see South Carolina and they've got torpedo bombers, they're going to go for you because they know you are a slow and easy target to hit. But anyway, we're steaming up as fast as we can. There's a cruiser up there in the distance, which we might be able to catch up with and have a couple of shots. Luckily, as I say, we've got a couple of cruisers ahead of us and a destroyer, and if they can do fairly well, we might be able to go up behind them and get into range of some of these larger ships. They are higher tier ships than me, and this battleship has a battleship behind me. You can see he's in range and I'm not even in range yet. Some of the bigger battleships in this do outrange us, outgun us, and are faster than us. This is a game in which we did come up against, I think, tier 4 and even tier 5. I think they've got a couple of big carriers out there with a lot of torpedo bombers, and you can see the cruiser there just behind there. So we are in range now, but we just need for it to come out from behind that island so we can get some shots off. And I'm just going to turn to my right just so that we can get all our guns pointed at this cruiser. And you can see that our ally there let some torpedoes off, hoping to get that cruiser as it comes out from behind the island, although it's obscured by smoke at the moment. And you can see we've got some torpedo bombers, and as I said, you know, these torpedo bombers, they're going to target the big battleships. They're coming either for us or for, I think it might be a New York on my right hand side, a much bigger battleship than us. And yeah, we've been targeted here. We managed to dodge fairly easily. Those torpedoes there, fairly well spread out, although the New York, I think it's New York, it's going to take 1 or maybe 2 hits there. Didn't quite manage to maneuver into those torpedoes, so we had to maneuver into the torpedoes, where we're going to try to just maneuver back across, and you can see how much bigger that next tier up battleship is compared to us. Right, so we might get some shots off at last, but it's just, I think it's actually might have stopped behind that island so it doesn't get targeted. As you can see, one of the torpedo planes went down in the water there, and the other one got taken out by, I think, by our fighters from our aircraft carrier, which is good. So I'm hoping to get some shots off eventually, but that cruiser has stopped there. He's not coming out from behind there. He's staying there in safety. He's actually shooting at the destroyer just across the way from him. So I'm hoping to get some shots on something soon. Now there is a destroyer coming down, a big destroyer coming down over there. We're going to get a, just fired there just to get a, well, that dropped really short for some reason. We'll just get another spotting round off, just to get our distance and angle on this ship. And there's a destroyer there shooting at me as well. You can see, we can't see it. There it is. And we'll get a salvo off now. Hopefully we'll hit that ship, but unfortunately now I have to turn because I'm getting really close to the land on our right. Their destroyer has to turn as well, and he's actually run aground. That battleship has just run aground, so he is a sitting target, but unfortunately I'm having to turn away, which means my guns are no longer trained on the battleship. If I didn't turn away, I would have hit the land just like that battleship is now. So I've turned around and we're just going to try and get our guns trained. The guns moving fairly slowly. Well, once we're around, we should be able to get our guns trained on something. Still got a couple of our ships in front of us, which is good, but their torpedo planes are all over the shop here. So there's a battleship, a cruiser there. Now that's moving in a nice straight line. Now if my guns can just get in, get targeted, get themselves round, eventually they'll come onto target. I don't want to waste my shots because it takes forever to these battleships to reload their guns. Now I'm not going to fire on... Oh, hold on, is it stopping? It's stopping, so I'll send off a salvo there. I think it's actually almost run aground there. So we should get some hits there. Yeah, get us 6 hits, so that's good. Oh, we've got torps around us, I can hear them. Where are they? Oh, it's actually at a distance, so that's okay. Now, we're in a bit of trouble here because we're coming up against a whole barrage of ships here. There's 2 destroyers and 2 cruisers and a battleship in the distance, letting off some torps there from the destroyer. Now, they are targeting that bigger destroyer on the right of me at the moment, so I'm fairly safe. But he is going to run into trouble if he keeps steaming forward into that lot. So I'm kind of coming over to the right-hand side. I think he managed to dodge those torps, the guy on the right. So we're loaded up again, so hopefully we can get some shots on this cruiser that's 5.1 k's away as it comes out from behind the island. And they are trying to probably find our aircraft carrier, which is just ahead of me, which I'm trying to defend right now, and they are probably I think that cruiser is firing on the aircraft carriers as I fire on the cruiser. A couple of misses there. He's on fire though, so he's under pressure. He's turning in now. Oh, that's a nice hit. He's turning in and slowing down. I might have hit his engines actually, because he's coming to almost to a halt as a much larger cruiser comes up alongside him. That's a Yabari. A much larger cruiser comes up alongside. I'm going to be able to screen him a little bit, but I'm going to get my shots off on him soon. Anyway, there's some torpedoes going for him as well. A couple more hits there. One of those torpedoes hits. Oh, they've missed. Oh no, more coming in. Yeah, so the torpedoes have managed to take that guy at the Yabari down at least, and we can change our target to this other ship which is getting really close to me. But I'm being hit by torpedoes from behind. From the torpedo plane has just dropped a bunch of torpedoes right behind me. Luckily behind me, which means I can kind of just line myself up to avoid them and get back on the guns against this cruiser alongside me. Managed to take out its forward guns there. Just try and target more centrally now, and it's after the carrier, which then goes down. Now I'm under real pressure here. I cannot out. You can see the ships that were kind of screening me behind initially have all gone down. I've now got 2 destroyers targeting me, and that battleship in the distance, and that cruiser, now that the carrier's gone down, is going to be targeting me as well. And there is absolutely no way I can outrun these guys because I just haven't got the speed. They are twice as fast as me, especially on the higher tier. And I am being swamped now. You can see these torpedo bombers are hunting me down, and we've got no fighter. Oh, there is a fight. Is that a fighter there? No, I don't think it is. That's just a spotter plane. Yeah, we're being hunted down. I'm having to turn because I've just seen that torpedo plane just drop some torpedoes right there. Coming right, I'm having to turn. I can't get my guns on any target. I'm being hit from all sides. And even the cruisers on one side, I've got the destroyer on the other side, I've got the battleship in the distance, I've got torpedo bombers firing at me. I'm now on fire. I need to be able to turn to get my guns onto somebody. And more torpedoes coming in. I need to straighten up again if I can. But one of the torps is definitely going to hit me. And you can see us another swarm of torpedoes coming from behind, probably from the destroyers this time. And a bunch more being launched from the other destroyer in the distance. Really slow, this ship. It's a terrible ship for maneuvering, and I'm about to hit the edge of the map as the cruise it's not good. It's not good. It's not looking good. I'm on fire. I'm being fired at from all directions. At least the torpedo bombers have dropped their bombs. Their torpedoes have gone away. I'm still alive. I'm still in the game. I'm doing a battle with this cruiser now. I might get my guns on this guy. He's on low health. I might actually manage to take this guy out. Get a salvo off. Oh, not quite. If I can get one more salvo off, I'm nearly dead here. That big destroyer does shoot again. And I've got torpedoes coming for me from some direction. I want to get these shots off if I can. And yes, I managed to take out the cruiser, but I've got 3 torps coming straight for me. There's no way of avoiding them. I can avoid one maybe. The other one hits me and I'll go down. Whew. So, yeah, that's the South Carolina all over, to be honest. And that's why I wanted to put this video up about this ship. It's slow as heck. It really is slow. It's not the most fun to use. My advice is get past this one, get on to the next tier and have a bit more fun with the next tier ship. I mean, it's an interesting ship, but once you come against the higher tiers, it's almost, you know, you're lucky to get one kill with it before you get destroyed by the enemy, unless you've got very, very good teammates around you. So that's the South Carolina. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this vid. Please do give us a like and comment and subscribe if you fancy it, and I'll see you in the next one.